All right, you all, it is 7:02, so we're going to go ahead and get started as some folks filter in here. I'm going to turn it over to Jeff Heater, who's going to kick us off tonight, and enjoy.
Hey, everybody. I am really excited about this. We've been working on it for a long time. No bait and switch this time. We had a great event last year, but heard from you guys that it wasn't fair to have the sales pitch afterwards. So it's just straight up good news all night tonight. And in my world right now, not knowing is really hard. It's making my life harder every time I hear somebody say, I don't know. So I am thrilled to have the opportunity to, what I do know is that listening to other people and learning from them does make my life better, makes everything go a little smoother. And so I'm really excited about all the numbers of people on the list who are speaking who I don't know, and I don't know their organization, and that I'm thrilled about that. Yeah, so I think that's really exciting to see right off the bat that there's a community out there of active, involved people willing and ready to work on and do great things in our area. And I'm excited to maybe make that easier and better for everybody. I do want to thank the crew that helped put this together. You've already met Veronica Crozier, and she's been a great help for the group. And you can see why. My favorite part of Veronica's story, and I think she's kind of an example of what we're trying to accomplish, at least with our nonprofit, the Fayette County Education Fund, is to get people to realize what an awesome place they live in, and hopefully they'll come back to that place someday and share their skills that they've learned out in the real world. And that's just what Veronica's done. She moved away and decided that she really wanted to be a part of her home where she grew up and make it a better place. And I really think that's an awesome thing and something we'd like to facilitate. Kim Maxwell has been a great help through the process and is helping behind the scenes too tonight. And my favorite part is if Kim's not muted, you'll get to hear that wonderful laugh that she has. And also want to thank our two main sponsors, the Chamber of Commerce. Amazing. If you're a business person and not a member of the Chamber of Commerce, you really ought to think about that. You're missing the boat. They do a wonderful job and help our community in an immense number of ways, many of which you won't know or understand until you're part of the organization. So shout out to Becky Sullivan, who just took over that organization, and she's doing a great job, and to Kelsey Reagan, who has helped behind the scenes and is here, will be helping with us on the production tonight. She did a bunch of the PR and appreciate that very much. The health department is something that we should all be very proud of. Terry Harlan and her folks at the health department are sponsoring tonight's event and have been working on just an amazing number of community-based programs like the Iceland Project, which I hope we get to hear about a little later. And it's really a model for rural health systems in the county, in the state, in the nation. People are modeling or should be modeling our local health department. So thank you, Terry, for participating and being one of our sponsors tonight. That's awesome. Then I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Matt Winder and Eric Porries. We have been working on this in some form or fashion for a long, long time, and we will continue to work on this into the future. It's something that we believe deeply in and want to see our community grow and be better and improve. And yeah, so that's what is something we're passionate about and want to share with everybody. And in uniting ourselves together, we can do that. So here we go with a quick motivational flick, and off it goes. I can't hear it. Can anybody else? Dope. Technical difficulty.
Writer. Hard to cope.
There we go.
Hard to cope with crisis. But while we might be all alone, we've never been more tightly tethered. Because we'll only weather this unknown together. So we get to work. We mend, we don't break even when we bend. Somewhere, another mom pays her bills. Somewhere, another child needs is filled. We were the world's neighbors, making our communities brighter, greater, fighting for every person in the neighborhood. We, the coming of the common good, so dare to care, to be hope-sighted. We're never divided, but when we live to give, we always live united.
All right. With that, I'd like to teach one quick thing. This is applause in sign language. So if you're liking what you're hearing, give us a wave. You can also push some buttons down here. There are reactions that you can hit on your control panel. And, you know, this is so true. There's a lot of great sayings about never doubt what a small group of people can do. And this is one of them. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Thanks for joining us tonight. Eric, please take it away. Everybody have fun and keep smiling.
Great. Thank you, Jeff. Awesome. So appreciative to everybody's time. And yeah, well, why are we here? We're here to hear some good news. So let's get with that. Here's the plan. We're going to do round one speakers, 13 speakers, 2 minutes tops each. We're going to do a quick breakout. If you're not familiar with Zoom breakout, don't sweat it. It's an automatic process. We're going to do that. You're going to meet a neighbor or two. We'll do a second round of 13 speakers, wrap it up with a quick poll and a final video at the end. So that's the plan. But as you see with Zoom, the best laid plans can go astray. So expect things to go wrong as well, as does life. So listener expectations. I thought that was great, Jeff. Applause is good. Zoom is difficult place for speakers to kind of gauge, like, are people hearing what I'm putting out there? So do your part. Give them a head nod. Give them a thumbs up. For those of you that know Zoom, you know that you can do some reactions. You can do applause. You can put a thumbs up. Be positive. Enter your questions and your reactions in chat. We're able to capture your comments and provide those after the Zoom to the speakers. And what was amazing is we had a huge demand for people to share good news. That's good news, right? Huge demand for people to share good news. And so we know some of you are unable to speak. So please do put your information in chat. We'll capture that. It'll be part of the report out of this event. Speakers. Again, as you know, everyone's on mute right now. It was out of fear of being Zoom bombed, which I've never been bombed, but kind of sounded fun too, but we're trying not to be Zoom bombed. So we're gonna ask you to also respect your 2-minute timer. You know, this is a community event. This is not a political event. So no endorsements, no business advertisements. I say that with the caveat that we know our businesses are pivoting awesome out there. So you have a lot to be proud of. So businesses, feel free to tout what you're doing. We're just not a place for specific advertisement. And then again, speakers, you only have 2 minutes. So please do use chat to provide additional information to everybody. Put a link in there, put a source that people can go to, a website. Here's how we're gonna work things, right? So we've got round one speakers. This is the order of our speakers. I believe some of our speakers may not be on the call right now. So we'll give you a few minutes to get settled. But ultimately, Jeff Heater is gonna demonstrate to us a solid 2-minute presentation. So Jeff, if you're ready, unmute yourself. For the rest of you, Veronica, our team, Kim, Kelsey will be unmuting you. If you're having an issue with that, just say so in chat real quick. And we're going to start a timer. And the expectation is with the timer that your presentation concludes at 2 minutes, so we can be fair to everyone. All right, ready? Jeff, on your mark, get set, go.
All right, here we go. I am really excited about this. This is wonderful to see, you know, everybody here signed up to speak. We did have to turn people away to speak. That's fantastic. Thank you for all participating and playing along. I am here representing Fayette County Education Fund, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we run a bunch of different programs in Fayette County. The good news is we will continue to run those programs at some point in the future. The bad news is all those programs are not being allowed at this time by our school system. So we have been working behind the scenes to try and create online content that would help us with our Leadership Fayette County program, which is 12 high school juniors that get selected into the program each year. And when we interviewed our current students, they really, really wanted us to do the programming this coming year, even if it would have been abbreviated or only online. They really felt that we owed it to the next class of kids coming up to deliver that programming. And if and when we can get to that point, we will shift gears and do that programming. But right now we simply won't be allowed to do it by the school system, and that's probably the right decision. So the good news is there's silver lining coming out of this. It's allowing us a year or so to re-examine what we've been doing, and we'll come out of it making our program much better and much more hopefully inclusive and reach more people in the coming years. So thanks a lot, everybody. If you don't know about Leadership Fayette County or Fayette County Education Fund, I'll put a link in the things below. Bye. Hey, Danny.
All right, Jeff, well done, and good news. Hey, real quick, we have a few speakers that we don't see their names in the participant list. You may be on your phone, you may be on an iPad. I want you to be sure that you can click next to your name in the participant list, and you can rename yourself. So that's important, so we know to unmute you. So right now, unless somebody sees Jeff Proctor's phone number on there, I think he's not on the call, and we're going to move you up, Sheriff Fridley. Sheriff, are you prepared to talk?
Well, if it will do, it says can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. I'm going to start your timer, Sheriff. On your mark, get set, go.
Well, good evening, and thank y'all so much inviting me to come on this. This is awesome. Involved with it before, and hearing Jeff speak is always great. He's a motivator. But the good things I got to pass. One, I want to start out in drug court. Last month, we had 4 participants graduate drug court, which is awesome. That's 4 people that's got off of drugs and bettering themselves right now and helping in the community and stuff. So that is awesome. 4 people, and you know, and we can't do that. We talk about Terry Harlan and Cliff Massey and them all the time at the health department. Without them, none of this could happen. And you know, our judge, he's involved with that. Also, Judge Hewing. So that's really big. Another good thing, I want to talk about this young man that's a local here, Calvin Endicott. I did a proclamation. I gave it to him last week, I think it was, at the Fayetteville City Hall. This young man seen one of my deputy sheriffs in a struggle with a person that was a bad guy. He was wanted out of another state. He had a shotgun on him and stuff. He was struggling with this deputy sheriff. Mr. Endicott was riding down the road and seen the struggle, and he stopped. With everything going on in the world, this young man could keep on riding by like others did, but no, he stopped, got out and helped the deputy sheriff, who got to go home safe to his family, for one, and take this guy in that, you know, custody. So again, that's great news for me, because my deputy sheriff got to go home safe. And Mr. Endicott, you know, I wish I could have done more for him, but more I can speak about that young man, you know, I will, because that was good stuff. Another good news, the county commission okayed for me to hire 2 additional deputy sheriffs, because you know that we're very busy in this county. So that's great news. And I'm getting ready to do a test, and I want to get that out there. Applications being accepted now. You can come by either the sheriff's department, Fayette County clerk's office, or any of our detachments of Dainese or in the Valley District at Smithers, and pick up an application. But I'm so excited. Let's all work together, get through this COVID stuff, and we keep charging on at the sheriff's office. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Sheriff. That was great. Big applause. All right. Loving this. Allison, are you unmuted and ready to speak?
All right. Well, as far as I know, I am unmuted. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We're good? Cool. Okay. So what I'm speaking to is a community initiative. It's got nothing to do with politics whatsoever, because we actually want to make it practical and work. What we're doing is, this is called the Fayette County Access Zones Initiative. Problem we've got coming out right now, we've seen it here at Pinheads, where I work and operate. We've seen it throughout our community. School, surprise, children have to go to online learning. Also, kids are coming home from college, and unexpectedly, they've got to attend their classes remotely, and internet connections are failing. And these kids need fail safes. They need places where they can go to be able to access the internet and get the schoolwork done. That's where we come in. This is the Fayette County Access Zones Initiative. The goal is to provide free Wi-Fi access points throughout the county that can be used by anyone, especially our school-age kids, to access the internet and complete schoolwork that's going to be, that will help them progress in their personal education. This includes K-12, and will also help those who might have to come home from college or from their personal jobs to be able to get their work done remotely. Where am I? So where your plan B if your internet at home fails. These will also be solid access points for our community when they need them for online remote learning. We need a county backup system. This is what we're proposing here. If you guys can get a hold of me if you're interested. It's a county initiative. It's all personal, going through businesses. We can provide access points throughout the county as long as you have an existing high-speed Wi-Fi connection. If you're interested in your personal place being a access zone for our public, let me know and we can set you up.
Allison, thank you. Big applause. Hey, Allison, what would be great, maybe if you could put in chat how somebody could contact you or get additional information.
Yeah, I usually don't talk that fast, so that was difficult. So I'll be happy to put that on the messenger so y'all can understand what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Well, that was perfect. Thank you. All right, Anna with WOAY. Welcome to Good News.
Hello, everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
We good? My name is Anna, and I'm a reporter with WOAY. My job has definitely gotten interesting in the past few months, but we are still trying to squeeze as much good news in as possible. And one of the big projects we're working on right now is called Making a Difference Mondays. And so this was something that actually started at the health department. They wanted to honor some of the local businesses who have really been stepping up during these times, and they wanted to do so creatively. So they reached out to the Fayette County Chamber. They came up with kind of the concept, and then I got the call to honor them in kind of a feature segment on our show. So basically what we're doing is we're kind of taking the local businesses who have not only followed the guidelines, but have taken it one step further in their creativity or even adding extra precautions. So it's just a small segment in our 6 p.m. show every week that we've been doing. And it's something that you all can be a part of too. You can nominate the businesses. You can go to FayetteCounty.com/makingadifference and shout out a business who has been doing that. And then the chamber and the health department work together to pick a business. They give it to me. I get to go and interview them, and I get to sit down with the Wendy Bays and the Sue Morrises of the world. And it's just been really, really good stuff. We've done Morris Greenhouses and Oak Hill so far. And then, of course, Cathedral Cafe this last week. So you might have already seen it circulating, and we're hoping to kind of keep that going in August. It's just been a really cool experience for me, and I hope people who have seen it so far will enjoy it, and I hope you guys will start tuning in as well. This has just been something it's been really great, and I'm happy you all are doing this and spreading good news, because I know that not a lot's out there right now, but I appreciate you all doing this. Thank you.
Yeah, huge applause. So I have to say that any community benefits from having a good partnership with their local media. So applause again for WOAY for participating in that way. All right, Anna Kincaid Klein. Let's hear from the Fayette County Board of Education.
Okay, so 2 Annas in a row. That's a unique thing that will probably never happen again. Fayette County Schools has been extremely busy getting ready for lots of changes. I'd like to stop and thank my board, my superintendent, all the principals, teachers, and staff out there. We were able, through the spare moments that we have here at the board, to write a grant. We received $331,000 to provide social and emotional wellness for our children in the turn of LPN teachers, they're not LPN teachers, LPN nurses out in schools that don't have access to wellness centers. We have about 6 of those schools. I don't believe I'm going to be able to get all 6 with $331,000, but I'll be pretty close. And then also a few social workers. We're going to need to be making some home visits this year. We have loads of things to do, and we were very fortunate to get this money. The State Department had $52 million in requests, and they only had $15 million to hand out, and we got $331,000 of that. I'm going to say yay to Fayette County to get that accomplished. I also would say to you, I don't, when I asked in the beginning, signed the thank you, who would you like to say thank you? And I scrolled and looked at this list. My gosh, I would just have to type every one of your names in. Everybody on this Zoom meeting that I see, we've had people pitch in and help out, come and say, what can we do to help? We used to do this. Can we do this for you now? There's too many of you on here. I don't have enough time to say thank you to everybody. So I'm just going to say thank you, everyone on this list, for helping out the school system. And certainly the media, health department, wow, big old help there. And the biggest piece is parents. I'd like to ask you to, put them in your prayers. They've had some real tough decisions to make. That's not like anything they've ever had to do. So let's help out everyone and make sure everybody's studying and working hard. Thanks, guys.
Huge applause. All right. City of Smithers with Ann Cavalier.
So I hope I'm unmuted.
You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm good. All right. So welcome everyone to Smithers, West Virginia. I know you're visiting sort of virtually, but you're always welcome here. Our story 2 years ago could have been very, very different. It may not have been a good news story. Many of you have seen what has happened over the last few years, but it is good news now. We are working together. We're creating a future for the residents of Smithers. And some of that I'd like to share with you is, our high school closed and Fayette County gave us the Valley Elementary School, and we have turned that into a true community center. We have Starting Points Daycare. We have New River Health Clinic. We have the Fayette Senior Nutrition. We even have private businesses in there, along with City Hall, with the police department, and with our sanitary department. We have a new park in town, and we have a gymnasium that we see activities in. And thanks to Aaron Reed and the good people at Active Southern West Virginia, we have programs here for the children starting on August the 19th. Thanks to Terry Harlan and her good people, we've been running drive-through COVID testing. Shout out to the sheriff. He sent some unfortunates down here and helped us paint and clean and get our new center open, which we call the Gateway Center. We are the gateway to the west, to the capital city. We are the gateway to the east, to the New River Gorge, and we want you to know that everybody's welcome, and we appreciate all the help. Anna, shout out to you. Cheryl, Steve Keenan, shout outs to you all for helping us. Bye-bye.
Well, we know that kind of transformation isn't easy. So yeah, huge congratulations to the work in Smithers. That's exciting. Diane with WIC.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for letting WIC be represented at this meeting. I just wanted to remind you that we are still open. We are serving people, offering free nutritious food packages, and the gals at the Oak Hill Clinic are there. They're operating remotely by phone. I have about a 1-minute video. Could I share that?
I think right now our settings aren't allowing for participants to share.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Can
That's
you highlights?
That's okay. The new income guidelines came out for WIC. And so I'm thinking that perhaps a lot of people within our state who have been laid off, who didn't previously qualify to receive the benefits, could possibly qualify to receive those benefits. So I will put a link to West Virginia WIC in the chat box. And hopefully if you know of anyone who, yes, Cindy, I will probably be able to do that as well. Post the guidelines, I'll try to do that. And if you know of anyone who is pregnant or has an infant or child under the age of 5, please let them know about us. We're here to serve you.
Great. Yes, please put that link to the information to the video in chat. Good stuff. Thank you. Well, we always know that Esther will have good news to share. So, Esther.
Thank you, Eric. We do have some good news. We were providing over 500 kids with after-school programs and summer camps, and then woo, it all stopped. But when a tsunami's coming, you have to decide really quickly whether you're going to surf that baby or be overwhelmed by it. So it's been an exhilarating ride trying to stay on top of the wave. And our wonderful feeding director got the kitchen up and going in a new way. And we've been feeding over 1,000 to-go meals since March 13 daily. And it's like a military operation in the kitchen. We also created some online curriculum and Zoom classes because we missed our kids and we wanted to stay connected. But Zoom became clear that online is not the same. And thinking about children being left unattended on the internet, the video games isolated in homes that may or may not be safe is dangerous. COVID's dangerous, but that's also dangerous. So we were trying to think, how can we create an environment that is safe for COVID, but still gets the kids? So we made an outdoor classroom and an indoor internet cafe. We have a hammock village and robotics and music and art, but the kids are socially distanced and doing gardening and most of it is outdoors. The very exciting news also, CODA has partnered with Active Southern West Virginia and Royal in writing the 21st Century Grant, and we got it. So this grant is going to allow us to provide 100 days a year of programs free for Oak Hill Middle School and Fayetteville PK8 in the arts, technology, action sports, and run clubs. So we're pretty excited, and we love Fayette County.
Wow, thank you. Yeah. All right, Abby, I know you've been on the trails this evening. Are you there?
Yes, I am. And as everybody knows, following Esther is not an easy thing to do. So it's a lot of pressure. But I'm here representing the New River Composite Cycling Team, which is a youth mountain bike team that we just finished practice up. And we had, I think, about 10 kids today on the new Wolf Creek trails. And it is age 6th grade to 12th grade. And some of our participants are still here, but they're choosing not to be on video. But we've been meeting for the last 3 years, twice a week, and we compete throughout the whole state of West Virginia. So I just wanted to share a new opportunity for anybody that wants to get their kids a little more active. You can visit New River Bikes or Ace Adventure Gear Shop in Fayetteville and find either Andy or myself, and we can tell you more. And then Andy wants to fill everybody in on some new trail initiatives in the county.
Hey, you put me on the spot. So we had practice. I'm gonna take this phone. We had practice. If you look right over there on that brand new piece of trail that was built this year, that piece of trail was built with volunteers. Currently, there's a trail crew out here building trail 4 days a week, all day long. So they've built almost 15 miles of new single track. Thanks to the county for helping us out with that. It's awesome. It's so good to see this. This parking lot that we're sitting in was completely full of people today. There was a car that just left with Virginia tags. How about that? And the trails don't even have signs yet. So that's pretty cool. They're getting a lot of traffic. If you want to lend a hand, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning at the DEP building. We're going to meet up out there and go do some trail work. It's lots of fun. If you have any questions, the easiest way to get to me is probably through the bike shop email. But yeah, should come out tomorrow morning. It'll be a lot of fun. And if there's another day you want to do trail work, I'd be into hooking that up too.
So thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, gotta love it. Loving it. And Gene, can you follow that up?
I'll try if you'll unmute me.
You're good.
Am I good now? All right. For those who don't know, I'm Gene Worthington. I've been with the historic Fayette Theater for 28 years. And this is the first time we've ever been dark in all that 28 years. The good news is that the performing arts in Fayette County are still alive. The historic Fayette Theater became one of the few community theater groups in our state presenting virtual theater. Our presentation was seen by over 150 people in 11 states and 3 countries. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many kind words left by the audience in the chat room and later Facebook and emails. The cast of 16 actors and crew are located in their own homes all over southern West Virginia. We were able to cover the cost of the production through ticket sales and were delightfully surprised by the amount of additional donations. This is what is trending now nationally for producing live theater, and we are looking forward to doing more productions in the near future on Zoom webinar. The only problem with Zoom webinar is you have very little control. Thank you.
Thank you, Gene. Take a bow.
Hey.
All right, let's hear from the Park Service. Jody, I think you're there, right? Oops. Jody French. I know she was maybe having some technical issues coming and going from the call. Jody, if you come back, we'll have you, we'll add you to the list. So, Gabe Pena.
Happening over in the Fayette County, a lot of projects happening over in the Fayette County Resource Coordinator's office. I don't have enough time to cover all of them, but Andy mentioned that there's a lot of trail development happening over at Wolf Creek Park. Looks like we'll have about 17 miles by October of new single track trail. We just submitted a grant to put a conservation easement on 750 acres at Wolf Creek Park so we can continue with that trail development and potentially add another 20 miles of trails for folks to come visit, and that adds to our outdoor offerings already. We're also doing some trail development down in Montgomery and Smithers, the River Cities Trail Project. We've been able to submit some grants for that project, and while we're working on trail development, we've also been identifying dilapidated structures on which to you know, do environmental assessments so we can redevelop those properties in the valley. One project I'm particularly proud of, I think hopefully most of y'all have heard about it, New Roots Community Farm, the old Whitlock farm, is progressing nicely. We have, you know, intensive production happening out there right now. We're about to have a ton of butternut squash. If you're not already signed up for the Turn Row online farmers market, please do so. You can place an order from, I think it's Saturday to Tuesday, and pick up your order over at the farm on Thursday. There are currently 8 plots available for community members to have a fall garden over there. And hopefully within the next year or so, we will transition that farm out from under the county and to the agrarian commons, who will be fundraising for that project, so that it is a community-owned project, a community-owned farm that we can continue fundraising for, and not utilize county resources to assure that that farm will continue being productive to feed the needs of Fayette County residents. We will have farmers markets happening in Oak Hill and Montgomery very soon here. And so keep a lookout for all the progress, New Roots Community Farm and the Fayette County Resource Coordinator's Office.
Awesome. Gabe, you mentioned a lot. Try to throw in the chat some links to some of those projects. That was some great news. Jody has been coming and going from the Zoom. Jody, if you're there, let's try and give you your 2 minutes. Veronica, is that an option?
Jody, I see you in the meeting, but I cannot seem to hear you or unmute you. Are you there?
All right. Well, Jody, we hope you can join us later in the call as we figure this out. And I don't think we're able to chat with you right now either.
Jody, if you have the phone number to call into the meeting, you're welcome to just call in using the phone number, and we'll look out for you to show up in the waiting room.
All right. Well, we want to shake things up a little bit. We're going to do a quick Meet Your Neighbors breakout session. If you're new to Zoom, again, this is all pretty much automated. What's going to happen is Veronica's right now, she's designing a random breakout session where when we say go, you will be placed in a room with 3 to 4 other community members. And here's what we want you to do. You've got 10 minutes to introduce yourself and express to your breakout partners one silver lining of the pandemic that you have experienced. One positive thing that's actually come out of this pandemic for you. You only have 10 minutes for introductions and sharing that. And just know that you'll automatically be returned to the main session. So don't take this as an opportunity to exit. Use this as an opportunity to meet a neighbor, have some fun, come back, and we'll do 13 more good news sessions and then wrap it up. Veronica, you ready?
Ready.
All right, activate that breakout. You'll just have to click join a breakout. Veronica, I don't know if we end up in one or not.
What's that?
I don't know if we end up in a breakout or not.
It doesn't look like it put us in one, but we might, let's see, I can move you to one, Eric.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see Abby's still with us.
Yeah.
And Sherry Quinn, you know who Dave is.
Yeah, let's see. Jody is.
Hey, Jody.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, we'll do our own breakout. Hey, Abby, I guess we got to unmute. Oh, did we unmute Veronica?
Oh, hold on. Okay, Abby and Jody are both unmuted and with us. We might be our own breakout room here.
It's not allowing me to unmute everybody.
I've already unmuted everyone.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Good. Shoot. Sherry, Jody, did you see a tab for joining a breakout room?
Yeah, I'll need to assign Jody to one since she just hopped in.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, Jody.
Sherry, Quinn, and Dave. Hi, Sherry, Quinn, and Dave.
Jody, you should have the option to join a breakout room where you can have a little small conversation with a group.
Or not. So, what do you think, Veronica?
I think it's going really well.
So,
Let's see, we have Dave here with us.
Dave. Well, ask him to unmute. No.
Cannot seem to unmute Dave.
No. Sorry, Dave.
Dave, you can say hi to us in the chat.
All right. Does it show you how much time's left?
Yes, 7 minutes and change. Eric, I can throw you in a breakout room if you're curious. I don't know if you have this option, but I can hop around to different rooms.
Yeah,
Let's see.
why not?
All right, give me a second here. You're going to room 6. I don't know where that is.
See ya.
Hi, who is this that just called in with the 6496 number?
This is Jody.
Oh, hey, Jody. Okay,
Jody
we got you.
Spencer with the West Virginia Master Naturalist.
All right, awesome. Glad you can make it on here, Jody.
Okay.
We'll put you at the top of the list.
Okay. If you guys reintroduce me, I'm doing this with West Virginia Master Naturalist, even though the National Park Service is my day job. My
Gotcha.
little 2 minutes is about Master Naturalist.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah, we can take care of that for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I can't hear anything they're saying, but I can hear you, so that's good.
Well, since you just hopped in, I can put you in one of these small groups. So we're in breakout rooms right now. So if you want, I can toss you into a breakout room and you can have about 5 more minutes to just kind of chat with a small group about some good news. The discussion topic was a silver lining for you during COVID.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right, yeah, I'll put you in a group. You might get a notification on your phone asking you to join, or it might just put you in a room automatically, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you got it. Hi, Ruth. Thanks for joining us. We are in a break session right now. It's going to be just a few more seconds before everyone comes back to the main Zoom meeting, and we'll start the second half of the event.
That worked seamlessly.
Just a minute.
Yes, Mom.
All right. I think we're all back. Yeah?
I can't see everybody.
Everyone should be back. You weren't given a choice unless you hung up on us.
Yeah. All right. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. We had a good conversation going. So, but let's get back to the good news. Oops.
Sorry, I did a bad thing.
Eric, we have Jody on the line. She was able to join us. If you'd like to pop her to the top of the list, and she's going to be speaking on behalf of the West Virginia Master Naturalists.
All right, Jody, let's do it.
So can you guys hear me this time?
Yeah, got your 2 minutes, Jody.
Okay. All right. So my question is, when you guys go outside, you know, what is it that you want to see when you're out in nature somewhere? Now, each of us will have our own favorites, but it's so exciting to see some new things and learn what sort of the new things are out there. I am on my driveway right now. I've got a rabbit in front of me, saw a deer a little bit ago, but there's so much stuff out here in Fayette County and beyond. There's over 1,400 kinds of plants here. There's hundreds of birds and different types of animals and insects, and it is so, it's such an amazing lifelong learning experience for a lot of us that we want to keep learning. And so that's where the West Virginia Master Naturalist Program comes in. And there's chapters all over the state, and we have a very active chapter here in the New River Gorge that people can get involved in to take classes about particular things in nature, even get a certification get certified as a master naturalist. Courses are taught by professors, experts, rangers, biologists, botanists, to help people learn more about the ways of nature. And it sure builds a nice camaraderie too. So if you're interested in nature, come out and join the West Virginia Master Naturalist Program, but especially here, the New River Gorge chapter. I'll try and put a link on the chat so you can see how to get in touch with us. But whether you're just getting started in nature or you have a specialty yourself, bring that to the table to help all of us learn a little bit more and how we can contribute to the natural environment that we enjoy spending time in so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Jody. I'm glad you could join us. That's great. What an asset the park is. Katie Johnson.
All right. So last year, the Fayette County Health Department was awarded the ICE Collaborative grant, and I am the prevention coordinator with the ICE Collaborative. ICE gets a lot of bad rap, but it helps people remember it. So ICE is an acronym for Integrative Community Engagement. We're the good ICE, right? And it also refers to the Iceland Prevention Model, which is the framework for the ICE, the collaborative. A key element of this initiative is the data that it's been collected in cooperation with the Fayette County schools. Last fall, 7th through 12th graders were surveyed, and we had a very high completion rate of 80%, which in research standards is very good. So kudos to the school. This is critical that we get this data. The reports are super comprehensive, and they ask not only about drug and alcohol use, but they ask about factors in kids' lives that may be protective factors, like do you eat dinner with your family, or do you spend time alone? This data is for all of us to use, for citizens and stakeholders, and we can strategize in each community what would work for the community, then using this data, how we want to set goals, and move to build our community around youth. So this is a drug prevention program that is not about saying no to drugs, but rather about what we can say yes to, that will get kids engaged, and they'll build coping skills and address root causes of substance use. These reports, our reports show that 72% of our whole group of kids don't participate more than 1 day a week in organized activities, and that's something that we can really make a difference in. This data also has a lot of clout. We've been using it for grant funding. We've applied for over $1 million of funding, some of which was awarded in the 21st Century Grant, and we're waiting to hear more about the funding. And since COVID, we've been collaborating with about 15 partners. That was
outstanding, Katie. Sorry, I meant to catch that obnoxious timer on you. ICE is going to be a transformational initiative for our community. Katie rocks. Lauren Weatherford.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren Weatherford, and I'm the Family and Community Development Agent with the West Virginia University Extension Service for Fayette and Nicholas counties. And I'm actually going to talk about two initiatives that we have. These are kind of newer initiatives in a way. And I'm just going to kind of quickly tell you what they are because they're not underway yet, but we're revamping them and we're very excited. The first one is a senior engagement initiative. This kind of stemmed out of us working with an audience that we have called the CEOS. It stands for Community Education Outreach Service, and they tend to be an older population. But we started with just a book club, and once a week they had a book list that they put out annually, and we just started reading those books and having kind of a book club. And we were getting a really good response, helping people get on Zoom. And we really started thinking a lot about how these folks are isolated in their homes. So we have a couple of initiatives. One is for online programming. One is for West Virginia local media programming, which is, we're looking at public television, radio, and some other media outlets. And we're also looking at a non-technical option. And this is my favorite one. This is one of the parts I'm working on, is a new pen pal program, where we will be connecting seniors who want to sign up, and we'll contact them virtually. We will be working with them to make sure that they can talk to another adult or a youth. I think it has a lot of potential for being a really great program that could last over time. The other one, I know I have 20 seconds, I'll finish on time, is a financial literacy program. We're partnering, the Extension Service is partnering with the WV Business School's Center for Financial Literacy. We're going to help them to support the training that they've done in the schools. And we're also going to be looking at some new programs for emerging adults.
Oh, great. Thank you, Lauren. Lisa Gale.
Oh.
You there, Lisa? What do you think, Veronica? Did we lose Lisa?
No, Lisa is still muted. We're working on unmuting her. I'm assuming this is the right Lisa, no last name. Lisa, is this?
Can you hear me
Hey,
now?
there she is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa, and I'm with New River Gorge Regional Development Authority. And if you don't know who we are, we're tasked with some economic development in the New River Gorge region, which encompasses Fayette, Nicholas. Raleigh and Summers counties. We have a lot of good news going on this year, but the most important thing that I wanted to talk about today, I was at last year's Good News meeting, which was fantastic, but since that meeting, Fayette County has received, as part of the New River Gorge region, Area Ready certification. And this certification, if you're not familiar with it, was also received by our local regional airport, Raleigh County Memorial Airport. And it is a nationally recognized stamp of approval that validates that our region is ready for the aerospace and aviation industry. This certification is really important to our work in recruiting new businesses in these industries to come here to our area. So it makes our work a little bit easier. But the aviation and aerospace industries, their jobs are very high paying, and they will definitely improve the quality of life in our region when they do get here and get established here. The industrial park located at the airport has been identified as a prime location for certain businesses that require direct runway access, low-hanging fruit, if you will. So site development work is currently underway to get that infrastructure development in that these businesses demand. Of course, ancillary support businesses that are not requiring that access will trickle throughout the whole region and bring jobs all across our region. And interesting enough, in 2015, Oak Hill High School became the first high school in the state to incorporate an aerospace engineering program into their course offerings. So this, coupled with industry training and certification and even maybe college degree programming that's coming down the pike, is just positioning us for great things.
Wow, thanks for sharing some great news, Lisa. Thank you. Teresa Workman.
I'm speaking for Adventure Fayette County, and you may remember from last year when I talked about Project Adventure, that was our 2-day event at Fayette County Park where we were able to host every 4th and 5th grade student in Fayette County to try activities that are available to them in our area. And this is part of the Prevention Coalition. We support the ICE Collaborative. After last year's event, we received a National Park Assistance Grant. This is not funding, but it has allowed us to work with Nathan Hilbert, who has been awesome. And he has helped us develop a lovely strategic action plan. And in that plan, he found some funding that we are working with a graphic designer to get a logo for Adventure Fayette County. And also to get a passport, which will be a directory of activities that are available to youth in our area, trails where they can go as a family to go hiking. And of course, we were planning Adventure Day 2020, and COVID-19 stopped us with that plan. But then it's also an opportunity. We were looking around, we saw that kids didn't have a lot to do this summer. So CODA's feeding program teamed with the Bookmobile and the Fayette County Library and Active Southern West Virginia and the town of Fayetteville. And we started Adventure Days in the park. And we served about 60 unduplicated students through June and July. And then Katie was able to get, excuse me, my phone of course rings. Katie was able to get some rafting companies and other volunteers to host 3 days at Fayette County Park and put about 70 youth on the water to try stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking. And now with some additional partners, they're going to be expanding into Smithers and Anstead for August Adventure Days. Finished.
Wow. Great examples of multiple organizations, thousands of volunteer hours, doing good work. Thank you, Therese. Mary Legg. Is Mary on the call? I think so, yeah. Working on unmuting you, Mary.
There I am.
Yeah.
All right, hello, fellow Fayette Countians. I'm Mary Legg with the West Virginia Hive. We are the entrepreneur program of the New River Gorge Regional Development Authority, which Lisa Gale spoke earlier. She kind of works for our parent organization, so she can be my mom. So like so many of the small businesses that we are serving, that was good. Jeff liked that one. I'm pretty sure Lisa did not. Anyhow, so like so many of the small businesses that we are serving, we have had to pivot here in recent months. And I haven't really pivoted much. I just came on in March, so I don't know anything with the Hive other than the COVID world. But the Hive as a whole has pivoted with everything going on in this pandemic. So anyhow, we have been helping businesses through the payroll protection program loan applications and the forgiveness applications for those loans, the economic disaster, injury disaster loan process, and other COVID relief programs, along with traditional business advising. So our plates have been pretty full, but we have been so impressed by the West Virginia spirit of survival as the small businesses are pivoting from restaurants to grocery stores and distilleries. Go to, you know, like a hand sanitizer manufacturer, or a small business owner goes from a small shop to an online retailer selling everything under the sun, including masks. So we're especially proud of the resilience and creativity of our Fayette County entrepreneurs. Over the past year, the Hive has served 27 entrepreneurs, nonprofits, businesses, and prospective entrepreneurs here in Fayette County. We've delivered technical assistance to at least 7 of those Fayette County businesses. And our numbers have shown that we've created 21 jobs here in Fayette County in addition to retaining at least 8. We've seen many of these businesses stabilize and pivot, and some of them even grow during COVID. But if there is still a need, or you're still struggling financially as a business in Fayette County, there is additional good news. We have the New River Gorge Regional Development Authority has been awarded $750,000 through the West Virginia ARC, and this will be used in $25,000 unsecured loans. Pre-applications are being taken right now. If you need that, we are happy to do that right through the website.
Great. Mary, thank you for sharing that. That's great news. Thank you. All right, another Mary with New River CTC.
Hi, I'm Mary Igo, and I'm the campus director of the Nicholas County campus of New River Community and Technical College. And our good news is that we are extending our registration for our fall 2020 classes to Friday, August 21st, and delaying the start of fall classes until Monday, August 24th, to give students more time to register. Due to COVID-19, many of our students and their families are dealing with a great deal of uncertainty. Our students, whether they're a recent high school graduate or parents themselves, are trying to determine what is best for them and their families. So by extending registration, we're giving more people more time to make decisions on taking these classes. Since we've been working remotely and realize some people really need that face-to-face, or as I like to call it, mask-to-mask interaction, we've had a couple of outside registration days to try to do some safe physical distancing. And so to better assist those students who are new to higher education and need assistance finalizing their registration process, we are going to host a socially distant event at each of our campuses starting tomorrow that we call Campus Connect. And we're taking all the necessary precautions to make this a safe event for our students and our staff by limiting the number of attendees at any one time, shielding, sanitizing, following all the guidelines. So the dates and times for those are on our college website. And we have one coming up on Friday in Beaver and next Tuesday in Summersville. And so everyone's asked, how are we delivering classes this fall? So for the fall 2020 semester, New River CTC will offer 3 modalities. We call it web enhanced face-to-face using Zoom, conferencing, online classes, and face-to-face labs for our technical program. So even though we aren't in the offices necessarily, we are working, and we're excited to help our students succeed.
Great. Thank you, Mary. All right, Kathy with the Humane Society.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. I wanted to share some good news on behalf of the New River Humane Society. We have a lot of animals that have come to our shelter since the beginning of the year, and our numbers since COVID have been up approximately 20%. But don't fret, we are still doing amazing things. some of the silver linings through COVID have been the number of volunteers that have stepped up to get involved with our organization. One of those ways folks have been getting involved is through fostering. New River Humane Society is one of about 19 shelters across the country that is a part of a nationwide emergency fostering study right now through research teams with Arizona State University and Virginia Tech. And we have quadrupled our number of foster homes, animals been placed into foster, which has allowed us to have open cages for community members that need to bring animals to us. We have also provided a couple of contactless pet food distributions over the last few months, which has allowed us to provide pet food for pet owners in need. And we've fed over 550 animals, pets. And we're just excited for the opportunity to be a part of that fostering study. It's opened us up to a number of organizations and contacts through networking that will hopefully allow us to provide additional funding for the rest of the year.
Wow, thank you. Providing our community a seriously needed service. Thank you for all that you do. All right, Noelle with the Fayette County Farmers Market.
Thank you. I am actually not part of the Fayette County Farmers Market. I actually work with Lauren Weatherford at WVU's Extension Services, but I was able to partner with the Farmers Market this year, and I am super happy to be able to say that we got some grant money to expand the market. I like to think of this as just phase one of the expansion, and that will continue on from here. So in phase one, we are going to focus on the Oak Hill Pavilion, where we have the market on Thursday evenings. And we are going to work on enclosing part of that pavilion so that it will be more of a year-round structure, and the market will be able to go on further into the fall and winter and earlier in the winter and spring. After that, we are hoping to continue this with phase two, which might include additional locations. We're looking at you, Smithers, and possibly even expanding the variety that is being offered at the farmers markets now. We're considering food trucks and things like that to make it a more festive event. And we all know that farmers markets provide healthier food that's fresher, and it supports our local farmers and business people, and we are all about that. So the more we can provide an outlet for our vendors, then the more folks will come and partake of the farmers market, in which case we'll get more vendors, and then we'll be able to get more people to come and partake of the market.
Wow, huge applause. Indoor space is exciting. That's great. All right, pleasure to have Secretary Warner with us this evening to share some good news.
What a great group of people, what great ideas, and it's an honor to be with you this evening to talk about business development in rural West Virginia. It's alive and kicking. And I was on a call earlier today with community development professionals all over the state. And it's great just to see the West Virginia entrepreneur spirit alive and well. Mary Legg mentioned it just a little while ago of the companies that are pivoting, seeing new opportunities, creating job opportunities, and starting businesses in West Virginia. And that's where I come in. All new businesses are registered through the Secretary of State's office. In Fayette County alone over the last year, 182 new businesses have registered within the state. So that's the great news. On a personal level, about 6 or 8 months ago, we welcomed 20-some Harvard students, and they wanted to see authentic West Virginia. So where did we take them? We took them to Fayette County. When the Ohio Secretary of State came over, Frank LaRose brought his family. He wanted to get away from the COVID hotspot over there in Ohio. I invited him over, and where did we take him? took him to Adventures on the Gorge, Fayette County, and he absolutely loved it. The kids absolutely loved it. He said he would be coming back. So we know things are going great in Fayette County. Now there are challenges, of course, but we're looking towards the positive. I just want to encourage everybody to keep it up. We in the West Virginia Secretary of State's office, we have a business one-stop. It's never been easier to start a business here in West Virginia. We have expedited service fees. If somebody has that idea and they want to get that business started right now, the place to do it is to go to our one-stop. You also can do things online as well. So we continue to make improvements. Since I am the Chief Elections Officer and it's election season, there's a portal that we've just put up. If anybody wants to vote absentee, go to govotewv.com. So appreciate the opportunity to talk with anyone. Come to our website or call us if you have any questions. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Yeah, over 100 businesses. That's exciting. That's great. Thank you for taking the time to share with us. All right, we're moving on to India with Active Southern West Virginia.
Hi, everybody. I'm India. I'm an AmeriCorps Vista and the Youth Program Director at Active Southern West Virginia. So I'm here to tell you about a couple exciting things we have going on. First of all, Active WV is excited to announce that we're expanding our footprint to encompass Kanawha and Boone counties. We have a new Vista, Gabe Cabrera, coming on board August 17th, who will be helping us recruit and train volunteers in small communities in our region. Since Bridge Day was canceled, we are collaborating with AP Time to host a 100-day-long virtual run event from September 14th to December 21st called the West Virginia Strong Fall Challenge. There are 2 run walk options that you can register for, 210 miles or 460 miles total. And this event is in lieu of our usual Bridge Day 5K run fundraiser, and proceeds will help support our Kids Run Club program. We are continuing our partnership with Adventure Fayette County to bring socially distant community youth program activities to the area. Teresa talked about this a little bit, but Active SWV has been setting up a no-touch youth agility course for kids to run through as many times as they want. Our current schedule has programs happening Tuesdays in the Fayetteville Town Park and Wednesdays in Smithers. As part of the 21st Century Grant that Esther mentioned a little while ago, Active SWV will be hosting 2 one-week sessions of a kids' summer camp next summer that will give kids an opportunity to be active and just learn new things. So there will be more exciting details on that to come. More workplaces are being trained in the CDC Work at Health program. A new support group has been assembled to resurrect the Mount Hope Rail Trail project. This fall, we will be launching a second virtual Kids Run Club program that kids and families can do at home. And Active SWV community captains are continuing to lead socially distant in-person community programs as well as some virtual ones. So I'll pass it on to the next speaker now.
Wow, India, that was a great and long list of good news. Thank you. All right, that takes us to Mr. Bill Wells. I do not, Tricia, if you're on there, I'm sorry, message us in chat. We don't think you're on the call, so we will go to you, Bill.
Well, good evening. My name's Bill Wells. I'm with the Mountain State Trail Alliance, and there's a lot of exciting trail projects and initiatives here in Fayette County. One thing, the Fayette County Commission has gotten very interested in trails, and they're discussing funding in a Fayette County trail plan. They've funded a lot, the Wolf Creek mountain bike trail system that's under construction now. There were 4 trail grant applications submitted in the latest round of AML grants. The River Cities Trail at Smithers and Montgomery, the additional trails at Wolf Creek Park, the Mount Hope Rail Trail, and then Oak Hill had a grant application for trailhead development at Needles Eye Park. And the Trail Alliance, we have a grant to extend the White Oak Rail Trail from Oak Hill down to Glen Jean, and we're in negotiations with the Summit Bechtel Reserve to use a gravel road to continue from Glen Jean to Mount Hope. And then there's a large landowner who owns all the land between Mount Hope and Beckley, who has agreed, we've already agreed upon a trail route to cross his property So we've got pretty much landowner approval to connect the McManus Rail Trail in downtown Beckley all the way up through the White Oak Rail Trail in Mount Hope. And then we hope to continue to go through Wolf Creek Park and on into downtown Fayetteville. So in a short while, we could potentially have a mostly off-road trail route from downtown Beckley to downtown Fayetteville. So that's pretty exciting. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. On behalf of everybody, huge applause for all the thousands of volunteer hours that go into this trail work. It's amazing. It's huge for our community. Thank you. We do have Jeff Proctor joining us. And so, Terry, before you wrap us up, we'd love to hear Jeff's news.
Thanks for letting me slide in here late. Kind of a bunch of things going on. I'm involved with broadband. I'm on the Broadband Enhancement Council for the state and have been on it for the last 4 years. There have been a lot of things. First of all, I got to meet with the speaker today and thank him for the huge amount of help that the legislators have provided over the last 3 or 4 years. The good news is I think we've turned a corner and there's a lot of interest in Charleston for broadband. The bad news is it's going to be a 30-year, probably 30 years to get fiber to everyone's home because it just costs that much money. So how are we doing? Well, they've just brought up, it's a program called the RDOF. It's the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund. West Virginia qualified for about $800 million over 10 years, which is a huge amount of money. And that there are various ISPs that are putting proposals in right now, and it'll be the projects will be, or the grants will be awarded in October. So hopefully we will start to see some activity going on coming up over the next year or so. So that's roughly about $80 million a year will be spent on broadband, and that money will be spent in areas that have less than 25 megabit or less, which is a good thing. There are USDA grants and a lot of other grants that are available. Most of those monies have been for unserved and underserved areas with 10 megabytes or less, which really reduces the size of the area. There are lots of challenges and there are a lot of fun things going on, but with 2 minutes, it's really tough to do a recap on it, but it's pretty exciting. I really look forward to seeing the RDOF money be used throughout the state. There are maps on the Broadband Enhancement Council that show where those areas do qualify. As I drove back from Charleston today, I noticed, and anyone that drives the turnpike, there's probably 10 different crews putting orange pipe into the ground, and that is MM1 is the folks that are putting it in. Facebook is the company that financed it, and it's going from Columbus to Ashburn, Virginia. The good news is broadband gets here to West Virginia through about 20 different toll booths before it gets here, and Facebook should be dropping off, we hope, a lateral off of that in Beckley with only one toll booth. So the cost of that data being moved will be substantially less and allow providers to come in and give more competitive pricing. So anyway,
Jeff,
a lot to look forward to.
On behalf of everyone, all the thousands of hours you're putting into that critical effort, please do in chat, if you could put any way that people can learn more about that work that's going on. That's amazing. Thank you so much. All right. All right, Terry Harlan, want to wrap up our good news presentation portion?
Sure. Good evening. And first of all, let me just say thank you for doing this. It's like oxygen, like therapy for me. And those who know what I've been through the past several months know that I am in desperate need of some therapy. This is awesome. So thank you. I just wanted to mention that when this started, this pandemic started several months ago, we immediately discovered here at the health department that we knew we had an amazing staff, but they really stepped up. We have an amazing staff here in Fayette County at our health department. We have an amazing board of health. We have amazing community, and I'm just gonna, there were a lot of people who stepped up, but since Allison's on here, I'm gonna call her out. We immediately started doing these COVID community drive-through testing events. And although I know that Allison's business was struggling, she called us on several occasions and offered to feed our volunteers, and that meant a great deal to us. And others did that as well, and that's just amazing to me. We have developed some really amazing, strong partners. We are already have a very strong partnership with the Sheriff's Department, but that's become even stronger. The Board of Education, Mount Hope Fire and EMS, the City of Smithers. Just super excited about that relationship with Ann Cavalier and her staff. The fire departments, all the healthcare partners across the county, the media. Anna is like family to me now. We spend a lot of time together. The same thing with Steve and Cheryl. Just really thankful for them. One of the really good things that came out of this is Dr. Anita Stewart, who was very part-time at the health department, is now a full-time health officer here at the health department. So we have her full-time here as our health officer in Fayette County. It's a very big deal. We've received a bunch of grants through this. The most recent is we received a grant to purchase a mobile unit, so a van that we will use for COVID response and testing now. But then once we are through with this, we'll be able to use that for our other programs like vaccines and harm reduction, where we can travel across the county into our remote locations and provide services, much needed services. I want to mention just quickly that we haven't ignored our other services. We have certainly all been working day and night on COVID and the response and testing and trying to keep the community safe. But we've also been very concerned about people overdosing and dying in our community. So we have 2 recovery coaches that we're super proud of. And I'll just mention in closing that last month in July, we actually took 28 people to treatment centers from here in Fayette County. So we continue to be super proud of the work that we do around harm reduction. We have a quick response team. We have a lot of stuff going on for such a small health department. So we have a lot, and it's all through partnerships. And so we are just super proud of the partnerships we've developed. And I think once we get through this nightmare of a challenge, we're going to be able to just continue working together and do some really great things. And thank you for not cutting me off after 2 minutes.
Couldn't do it. And the good news is that you had good news to share in light of the pandemic. And I'm looking at chat, and the support for you and your team is amazing, because you're doing an amazing job. So huge applause. All right. Yeah, what are we gonna do? We need to do a huge applause for our speakers. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for 53 people sticking with the program to hear all this good news. Thank you to our virtual team that Jeff mentioned earlier for pulling this off. This is a brave new world we've entered, but this was a lot of fun. We wanted to take a moment and poll you to see if this is something that you enjoyed and if it's something that should be done more. And so Veronica is going to do a quick poll. If you're not used to Zoom, there it is. You just have to answer the questions, and let's see, and it'll be displayed. There you go. We got 36 of 46 responding. I tell you what, we probably don't have to go to full participation to see that the evening was enjoyed, super awesome, and definitely should do it again. I'm glad to see nobody wish they were mowing their grass. I was a little concerned over that one. So thank you for taking the time to complete the poll. So that kind of wraps up this good news event. Those of you, however, that are up for staying on just for a couple more moments. First, Veronica, can you exit the poll? There we go. Those of you who are up for staying on for one more moment, we have, well, real quick, thanking the Chamber and the Health Department. But we have one other thing for those of you who feel like you might have a good idea, but you just need a little bit of motivation to follow through with it. So for those of you that want to stay on just for a short, quick video, please do so. Here's a little motivation from you from our friend, Shia LaBeouf.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Do it! Some people dream success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.
Thank you, Shia. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your participation. We can keep chat going a little bit. Veronica, you can unmute everybody, and those you can leave the meeting when you want to.
Awesome, everybody. Thank you.
Awesome. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.